so I'm going to attempt to answer this guy's question here. I'm really old, so I got to zoom this in. I cannot manage baby font anymore. Too old. Oh, there's a system I can make more than 10%. Pretty sure I can do it. Of course, you got to stay on top of this thing. So every month, yeah, I can make 10%. And if I make 50%, I could take 2 months off. So I make 25% average. But statistically speaking, I know this. You're about statistics, and I get the fact that you want to be able to prove something. But what you said before about the walk forward, it's all walk forward. I'd be back test it, but I don't think you need too much of a skill level to look at tops become bottoms and bottoms become tops. Now you ask me, okay, so I make 10% a month. Could you provide a strategy that someone could follow the same? Yeah, I can. It's free. It's all on my site here. And I'm going to go through it in a second here. And then I suggest you write the book. Well, okay, you got me there because I'm not good at typing. That's why I'm doing videos to answer these questions. Typing gives me, I don't know, just, I bought the tiniest keyboards and now I can't even type on them, you know. These are smaller than normal. And, okay, then he says, record, well, I did the video. Okay, sit back and collect the subscription fees. Now, I guess that just seems so odd to me that if I have, like, in other words, if I know how to write a hit song or know how to play guitar, wouldn't I just, like, go on tour by myself or form a band and start jamming, right? Like, and just play music. Or I guess I could be a producer. But if you notice, most people that become directors and producers, or people that become directors, they were actors first. So you start something and then you move to the next level. So if you're trading, obviously you know that if you just tune it up a little bit, in other words, you can get down the street, but if you tweak it, you can make 20% easy, right? So why would you? I guess it's about helping people, right? So I guess the thing is you're making money because you're helping people, so that's great, and you get paid for it too. But I'm just saying, I'm a technician, and when I hear you go off on these things, I just feel like you're kind of distorting it by telling half-truths that candle patterns don't work. Well, you know, I mean, they do. I mean, people are trading. I mean, it's not that. And then you say here, okay, so write a book. Well, you know how many diet books there are, and you know how many fat people there are. I mean, there would be a phrase called, that I'm sure you've heard in the diet industry, called eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. Of course, maybe not so much fruits, right? Because a lot of sugar. You know, if you're sensitive to that. But yeah, they would say, how about exercise and diet? In other words, Obamacare could be just summarized to exercise and diet, right? So we have to go through all the, you know, it's like trading's simple, but you're looking in the mirror. Or you're looking into, when you look into the chart, you're looking in your belief system. So if you believe in dojis, then you can build a whole system. And I don't want to say strategy, I want to say tactics. It's a tactical thing. I mean, if you're a martial artist, of course you understand it's all about tactics. It's about mindset. It's not about the tools. I mean, they were using some of the early martial arts tools are built on the fact that that's all they had, you know. So they had to create something out there. They MacGyver it, you know. So now you say, oh, sit back and collect it, because you'll have what no one else has done before. Now, this is not true what you're saying here. I don't know why you would say that. It's been done before. You can go read Atlas Shrugged, and still people are misbehaving. Obviously, it's too much work to behave, so nobody's doing it. And then you say, heck, you follow. Well, here, I'll give it to you right now. I guess I zoomed out too far to... There is a problem with zooming out too far. Okay, so, yeah, if you want to sell it for me, I don't care, but I don't even want a check. I don't need money because I'm trading it. And this whole paranoia thing about, well, if everybody did it, then it would kill it. No, it wouldn't. Just like the guy that has integrity will never be undervalued. You know, certainly in a communist society, even he can, no matter what happens, if you have integrity, you're going to have intrinsic value. It's not about, in other words, when you give it away, it comes back to you because there's a balance point for your self-esteem. If you get to say you make a bunch of money, you get very excited, then you're going to have this kind of need to, as if you, like, say you went jogging for a whole week, and you stay on your diet. There's a need to get back to a balance point. So it doesn't matter. I could show somebody the Holy Grail. I could give somebody a $120,000 used Maserati and say it's all tuned up, ready to go, and they could still wrap it around a tree. There's nothing preventing you from blowing yourself up. So the idea that candles don't work, no, it's that psychologically people can't stick to any discipline. They can't, in other words, it must be, how many self-help and diet books are there? So Americans are all on they're on psychotropic drugs. They're on, serotonin inhibitors. They're on all, or, amplifiers and all these things. So, okay, so let me just get back to the, showing you my Holy Grail system here. Yeah, this is, okay, right now I'm running these algorithms that expire over time. So let me just delete the objects here. And basically I'm trading market maker theory, I would say, you'd have to say. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high seems to work. Mark Douglas told me about that trick. And sell high, buy low. So if I was going to sell this, I could lay some orders in about 50 pips north and have them last for, say, an hour, right? In case some news comes out of Europe this morning. So I'm going to lay a bank in here. And this is just going to capture a wick or a spike or a one of these. This is my trade here, typically. I'm going after this move here. On the news days, my system does really good on the news days. And that's when most people are, scared out of their mind to get in these things. Like, for instance, here, this I have a sell bank. I would certainly sell at the round handle as the previous top here, and then same on the upstroke. When we go up to the say we come back and retest in here, so to get in, this would be like a 1 hour deep order. So we could fall out of bed here. Europe's about to open up in about 45 minutes here, so this order is going to last. This order bank's going to last for an hour. And I should come in with one more arrow here so I know the whole script's okay. When I see that last arrow come in, I know that whole bank's ready to go. And I think in the most sophomoric entry system, if you just bought these wicks. Now, I don't do single pending drops, so you could put a single pending here. You almost got filled. And this is based on top-bottom theory, which is the crudest trading mechanism in the world, as far as I can see. I don't think it's any dumber than this. Tops become bottoms, bottoms become tops. I just put the gray bar in there so I know where if I would have got filled. Now this is the famed Eurodollar, and I guess we've broken this channel. So I sold here, and I guess I should have sold more, but I did have this is a 4-hour chart, of course. 4-hour charts are broker dependent, so there's 4-hour charts out there. So it depends really which one, I guess, fits your lifestyle, right? But now here's a classic setup. I'm slightly long the euro. I would definitely exit at this for money management purposes. The last known high and close. Also, it is the, like it's probably a hammer there. There's at least a hammer. That's definitely a hammer in candle world, and this would be a double bottom in double bottom world. And the idea that chart patterns don't work, this is all this is all stuff that your mind is telling you, the lies that your mind tells you because of the times you got burned. Now look at this beautiful bottom became a top. A lot of people run their charts like this, and then they've got 80 indicators on there. So they can't see the market depth. And if you peek into this, now you can also see the spread on this broker. I made the ask yellow and I made the gray. This is a fixed pips broker though. And this is also another thing you might want to think about if you're a beginner Forex trader is you want to get a broker that has a 4-digit. I know there's a lot of 5-digit brokers out there. The problem with a 5-digit broker is you're going to see the market move and it's going to look really insane. And you're going to jump. If you're an impulsive trader, you might jump on it. And it might back up on you. And you get burned. So here you can see a clear breakout. It's almost like Renko charts. If you compare this tick chart to, I don't know if you can imagine what a 5-digit tick chart looks like, but it's 10 times the res. And that 10 times is a big X to put on something, okay? Another thing you want to consider if you're going to trade Forex is that you're going to want to open a nano account where you can trade automated like this, where each one of these orders would have taken you so much time to put in that you can literally canvas the area. Like, in other words, this is like knocking on 800 doors and getting one sale. But who wants to knock on 800 doors? Well, I don't. So what I did is created a door knocker, and that's these scripts I'm dropping. And you know, I posted some of these at this Google community called MT4 Script Trading, but I wasn't able to some of the code lines, I wasn't able to fit it all in there. I was looking for a cloud to post this stuff at, but I'm not really a trend trader. I could write a trend script, but I guess I could just jump in manually at the market, especially here on this walk up this channel. My entries would have been like this is the previous top, like here's the pivot where this bottom became a top, market comes down. Once it clears that, I can buy on pullbacks at any previous known top. I mean, the rules are very simple. You look for a top. So see this top became a bottom. This is market structure. So when you go to the hospital and you have your leg blown off, they typically do an x-ray of you to see how far it's blown off. So this is like an x-ray of the market. So I definitely want to sell here. So you have sell pendings here that never got filled. But if you're a trendline break trader, you definitely, once you took this low out, you knew you were in trouble. I guess the bulls are in trouble, right? As soon as you took out that. And that's actually right at the, that's right at the intersection of this last known high here. Amazingly. You're right up on this, but I don't like to do the wick top and bottom because there's no rhythm to the market there. Now the trend line we broke on the way down was this one, where this triple top becomes a bottom. So you buy here, and if you want to get in later, you're waiting for this one to break. So you'd have to find a pullback. This is the only pullback you get, and it's off this internal, which is a key pivot because you have double top here, another top. So it's a quad top becomes a bottom. That's a nice place to get in. Plus you've already established this line structurally. Now the thing with these are auto-adapting moving averages. So this is your last touch before we fall out of bed. And then you have to start speculating, and the first time you can draw a trend line is what's the new stairway cadence, what's the speed of this decline going to look like. And I think it's a pullback. I think the dollar's going to hell. I think the dollar's going to take out the low of 71 cents from 2 years ago. I think gold's going to retest the all-time highs, and that's the long picture. Of course, I'm just looking to make money on this bounce here. This is a 4-hour chart. So we got a perfect double bottom here. Doesn't have to hold. If it goes down lower, I'd buy more. But for the moment, I'm slightly long. I'm also along the pound here. These are no-brainer trades, really. I mean, you have buy limit here, never got filled. So I had to buy. I think I bought one at the market here. Playing this breakout. Right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know how you can't make money doing that. My stop loss is pretty liberal here, but and if I bought the market right now, I could actually get a better price. But you know what? I'm just going to let that go. I'm already in the euro, so I'm not going to overload the wagon here. Got this euro trade going. Now this is all retracement, spike trading here. I would lay an order in, say, if we go retest this. I'm counting on the retest, so I'll put an order here like this will last for 4 hours. Because if I want to go sleep, I want to buy a retest down in here and a possible spike, what they call a stop hunt or whatever. Like this thing here, that's my trade. That's like a 12-hour trade that makes 30 pips, and you're done with it. Like the same with this failure swing up here. So now I'm looking to buy this on a pullback. I'll buy it like down here like this. This is only half-hour order here, because I think we could slam when Europe opens here. I think we could get the dollar to do another one of these, come down into this price. But I mean, you can see the top bottoms here. They just jump out at you, right? Let's hope so, right? Oh yeah, I just forgot. Going back to that Ernie guy asking me, why don't I just sit back and collect the subscription fees? And I think that'd be because I don't do well with customer complaints. I don't think it's legal to punch the customer, so that would not be good for me. But this top-bottom theory to me is just, it's golden. It's the holy grail, to me. Like this double top right here, this pivot, wow. And another thing is just this good old even number on a 4-digit broker. Just beautiful, right? Okay, let me just go to the something that I think Ernie can relate to is the S&P 500. I put it up here on the, it's white, so I'll stand back. Now this is a price pulse move here that that's easy to target. You know that move, and who couldn't see that coming, right? Of course, it's all custom drawn. You can't, no robot's going to be able to that I know of is going to be able to create these little cute channels here, because the story it's telling is very dramatic and very full of chaos and thrills and spills. So that's what you're dealing with here is the I guess what I'm trying to say is trading's an art, not really a science of statistics. You can do statistics and say, well, we do this, that, and now here statistically, because I don't do candles, I just do this range and then I do close on top. This is the robot. I'm actually having the computer draw the wicks for me. So it is doing like this area here where you could plop a bunch of pendings up there. That's a no-brainer trade to sell up there. That's obviously resistance, right? Up in there. But when you fix the scale on this MetaTrader platform, now we're talking. Now you can do this. I can see the spread if I wanted to. Of course, this is like here's a classic pending entry. Now this is the 1-hour chart. I'm sure that this looks like almost a Forex market, which is really bizarre. There's a double top here. Actually a triple if you want to count that. If you placed a buy limit there, that's a great entry. And you have a sell stop here in case you're wrong, right? And that's a nice quick and dirty. I'd say not only is it a nice, at least double your money, but wow, man. Even if you got out here at this last known bottom, even if you got out here at the last known top. And of course, if you held all the way to a retest of this top, where you had this bottom become a top, double top, wow, that was a nice trade. S&P 500, yeah, 1 hour. So what's the next trade? Well, I'd say put a go like this. Put a buy limit here again. Comes down, retests. I'm actually thinking the S&P 500 is baked, cooked, well done. Bye bye. This is the big picture. Here's a daily. I think we're going down this channel right now. I think it's over for the S&P 500, and I know you would wish to go to the lofty goal of 2000 when the divergence didn't kick in, but you know, when you don't have patience, the market seems to take forever to get there, right? I mean, it just seems like, wow. But look at that failure swing to hold that channel now. So now here's the big obstacle now, is this price right here, and then there's Head and Shoulders in there. I know Head and Shoulders don't exist either, but there's a Head and Shoulders here, and there's one here too. Of course, this is a nasty pattern. When this pivot here becomes resistance, if we can't get above this 1833.25, it's lights out. It's over. Look at this beautiful. Look at this bottom, bottom, bottom. Man, there's some resistance. How about this one? This Head and Shoulders here. Look, just go for the shoulders, right? Shoulders only. Look at this window. Look at that shoulder become a pivot. This is what I'm talking about. This is like, it's all about look left. This shoulder on close, on the daily, S&P 500 is the buy. This is probably an inverted hammer. I don't know, my candle's, it's some kind of hammer, right? That's the entry. Now, if you notice this transverse index going on here, see this bottom? If you can connect the dots, you know, so we're going to have a problem here. For the guys on the larger time frame, you don't necessarily have to go to weekly, just zoom out. Take a look at this. Yeah, I can't. It's not letting me resize it. I have to go like this, unfortunately. I want to fill the whole screen with this thing, but so here's the key channel. We have to hold this. If we don't hold this thing, you're so baked out. It's so over. Now, the failure of us to come up in there, well, the S&P 500ers. Of course, this is the daily futures. That's why I can't really resize this thing. But here's the rollover. Okay, let's find the harmonic in here, the rollover. So if this is a valid rollover cadence, then right here, this looks like a major angle. We can always cue off of this. It's double top. Now we have it. Now we can just copy that. Now this is the pace that we want to win and lose money at. Let's make a copy of this and drag it back to the last known peak, and this would be the how hard do you want to get in the market? Like how, in other words, when a top becomes a bottom like it does here, how much do you want to load the wagon? And look left, last known high becomes a double bottom. This is their pace of making money. So this is well more than 10%. This is a lot more. I mean, the angle of this is going to be your when you see a top bottom. Of course, now you know, I guess in case somebody wants to make the argument that I started at the right side of the chart, let's just do it here then. Let's do it at this pace here. This is not as steep of a money-making pace. This is more conservative. Okay, so this is my gauge of crossover. So I have to verify this, that I can get a double top and I get a breakout. This is kind of conservative. Triple top, breaks out, finds support. Now just copy that in the future. Find a peak on the chart, right? So here's your peak, and you break out, first pullback. Can you find a top bottom? Yes. Top becomes a bottom. Shoulder becomes a shoulder. Okay, let's copy this line. This top you know, right? So shoulder, shoulder, head. Head's taken out. Let's draw a line on the head. Okay. Becomes kind of support here. Didn't quite get back to the starting gate here. This is definitely off the races. But here's a classic pattern you always see is the backfill into this, retest this, right? So we retest this low. There's a low here too, right? So so this is a place you want to get in, right? Is it just me? See, here's a top. Right there. Yeah, let me just copy this line here. So this window, this little notch, this is the entry window, just like this notch here. So let me just scooch these up and kind of trail into this. See, this top is a bottom. It's also this double bottom here, but it's the idea that this is the hammer, this is the doji, this is the narrow window. That's the key about this system. So you could have a buy limit here, right, on this top. So when the market goes up, you don't have to chase it, and you also don't have to be there for that trade. In other words, nothing's going to change the fact that that's a good price to get in. Nothing. There's no amount of MACD, stochastics, Fibonacci. And the problem I have with Fibonacci is that the market is its own Fibonacci. If I was to place all the support and resistance on here, you would just see a natural golden ratio. You'd see the Fibonacci sequence here just kind of jump out at you. You just kind of come in here and just, you know, pick out every major top. And the problem with Fibonacci is that people's tools are so crude that in nature it's way more in other words, you can't tune a piano perfectly. If you tune a piano perfectly, it sounds like crap because you have to put temperament into the piano has a certain temperament. The pianos from way back were tuned totally differently. A modern piano is, in fact, even the fractal for people's reference for a piano changed when Roland came out with electronic pianos. Or if you listen to a Yamaha electric piano, that's now considered to be a standard for sonic, reference now. Just like MACD out of the box with its, completely ridiculous numbers. That what was that supposed to be, right? The Holy Grail. Yeah, S&P 500. It's baked. It's cooked. It's bye-bye. We're definitely having problems here. So I'm selling here at 1845. I'm not, but if I was, that's my recommendation. Put sell limits in here with a stop up here. I'm presupposing you got the patience to wait to get filled on that. Or, if some more aggressive, sell right here. Sell limits here. But just scale into this thing, Get into it. Of course, I like to scalp it, so I just say, for the scalper trade's going to look like this. You don't have to be there for the scalps either. Put a buy limit there, and then get out here at this last known low here. So just scalp that window. So that's the scalper window that's coming up. That's easy easy green pips right there. And even here, for more aggressive scalping, put a buy limit here. This is going to be a key because you have a top, and then this next known top. Now the nice thing about these tops and bottoms is they're volatility based, and you can kind of see a Fibonacci thing going on here. But this is a more organic looking Fibonacci than the out of the box tool that you try to whip out. And if it was that easy, photographers would just whip out a tripod and it would lock the scene in a golden ratio, and they would just sample the whole room. I'm sure there's probably an algorithm for that, but there's an art to taking a picture, and there's a certain offset and a temperament to the the way that the market really behaves. But here's a double top, became a bottom, so that was a nice entry there, right? S&P 500. It's just not brain surgery, and the complexity worship out there is just mind-boggling. I mean, the amount of stuff people want to put on top of their charts, Of course, the Ikamushu cloud system is the most profitable because it actually looks out in the future. So, but I'm looking at the future with my channels. So I get this channel down. So I think we're walking down here, and yeah, maybe buyers come in here, but these are all pending orders you would lay out. And here's the real big top. That top is so important. If we ever backfill into here, you would buy here with such a high probability that you could scalp to this exit point and have a stop here. You can already see the trade. You can already see how you're going to have to do this trade here. Your stop could be there. Here's a beautiful, when we left the station here, right? You have a buy limit here to get filled on the kickback, actually have a buy limit on all three of these, but you didn't get filled on this one, which is kind of nice because, but yeah, when you took off out of that thing, and of course, the first thing you want to do is say, wow, when can I sell that? So when it failed there, scalpers, they got a nice pullback, but it comes back to this is the next entry for the next leg up. And so the pace of this market is why people are losing money, because you need to constantly be adjusting the pace here. Like here's the new pace. We get to this one, it's like, uh-oh, 3 touches on that trend line, uh-oh, and if you do a trend channel envelope, you just capture this doji here and cue your trend lines off that. But yeah, this is kind of like, as they say, long in the tooth. That's the S&P 500. Okay, let me go to let's go to like normal view here. This is how most people look at it, I suppose. Wow. I mean, come on, people, really? Let me see if I can do the monthly here to just scare the crap out of all the bulls. Wow, you're buying that? Something tells me there's divergence here, and something tells me that my top bottom theory would make you such a pant load of money right there. That's the only trade you had to do, and the other one was here. Top became a bottom. Okay, see? But guess what? Trees don't grow the sky. There's divergence here on any oscillator on the planet. Not to say that it can't fail like it did here, but this is when divergence fails and you get the top bottom. So for that theory to hold true right now, this top was supposed to become a bottom, but it's not, is it? Well, that's a monthly though. This would be for the people that have patience beyond patience, right? So this is failing. This better hold, this trend line, this trend channel. This has got to hold. So we could come back to here. This could be the entry here, actually. If you got in down here, at the retest of this wick here, the stop hunt, okay, the next logical place to get in for a buy for the, there's a ton of buy order sitting here, some iceberg order, right? Once they stop hunt this, or what you want to call it, just market trying to, find liquidity. Once they take this out, man, orders are coming in the top of these wicks pretty hard, I think. Of course, if that doesn't hold, you're talking like plungeola. And then buyers are going to come in there. If that doesn't hold, it's just going to be the classic lemming right off a cliff here. All I can say is trees don't grow to the sky. I mean, this S&P 500, 2005 to current, and I hate to tell you, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it holds. Maybe it holds this channel. But wow, it's scary looking, man. That thing's like out on a limb. It's always scary looking for the sake that once it takes this trend line out, I mean, wow. And this would be Earth when this top became a bottom, or this became the shoulder. This would be back to logic and reason, where probably only worth that. They'd do for a haircut. Like, this is a nice haircut. This is when nanny state came. In other words, this pullback here in the Forex market happens like all the time. But apparently when that happened in August 2000, just in basically a year, it's like a little bit over a year from here to here, right? That was just too much for these people. Of course, who wasn't buying this double top, breakout who wasn't buying, actually, who wasn't buying that? Like, my God, man. Come on. This is when there's blood in the streets. This is where money's made, right? Look at this trend line. Come on. Double top, breakout, pull back. S&P 500 is a piece of cake, but yeah, I think the ride's over, people.